Oh, hi, everybody. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes, and we are here to once again pick Doug's brain in like an asking questions way, not
What
in a killing
little
him
is left.
way, you know.
You wouldn't find much anyway. Am I
Uh,
still blurry or am I
yeah,
okay?
you're a little blurry, but
God damn.
it's just the way you are sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
It's like in a League of Their Own. Is the picture out of focus? No, it's how he looks.
You just have that ethereal glow around you that makes
The
you
shine
always
from the
seem,
head. It just
yeah,
keeps like making everything blurry. What
right.
if I
So it
like
blurs it
this?
all.
Is that better? Or no? I don't know how this thing can
I
not get
mean,
in focus.
I think you're all right. It's all
Okay,
right.
okay, all right. I'll stay here for a little bit of time. And
Okay.
hopefully it'll stick. We'll
Yeah.
see.
It'll be fine. It'll be great. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Chatting with Doug. I see we have a lot of questions coming in already, as well as a raid. The Duck Goes Moo. Thank you for that raid. Welcome on in, everybody. So let me get to the rules so that we can start getting to these questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we sometimes have time for highlighted questions, but highlighting a question or comment does not guarantee that we are going to see it or read it. And also, please save it for the end of stream because I cannot physically scroll back up and see your comment. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously do that. That kind of applies to the bit messages as well. We do get behind, sometimes up to an hour behind. There's no need to repeat the bit message. I do have a list. It is very rare that we do actually miss one of the questions. Just have patience. We will get to it. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, and the less likely we are to get the point, and I don't have time to reread it. So short and to the point is better. That does also kind of include part questions. If you have to have a multi-part question, please limit yourself to maximum 3, because once again, we just kind of lose the point after a certain amount of time. No spoilers. There's already some spoilers for things like the Flash floating around out there. No spoilers. We are also still not talking spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse. We barely had time, people. Let people have some more time before we talk spoilers about Across the Spider-Verse.
Just real quick, I saw it again today. By God, I couldn't wait to see it again. It's even better the second time, man. God damn, that movie's a fucking masterpiece. Just throw it out there. If you haven't seen it, by God, go see it while it's still on the big screen, man. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the last one here is maybe check to see if someone else has already asked the question that you would like to ask. It's not a big issue if you do accidentally ask the same question twice. It's just that we feel bad if you're like the fourth person to ask Doug for a clue for next week's NC, and we just have to be like, okay, yep, we've already answered that. Here's your short answer. So it's just better for all of us if you just take a little look-sees. And I think that's it.
I think we good.
All right, amazing. Let's do it. Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug and Heather, how y'all doing?
Good. Thank you for asking.
Good, thank you. Also, I just realized and processed, we're on a level 5 hype train. Thank you, chat.
Damn,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oyram, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, let's just get this out of the way now, without spoilers, of course. How was Ezra Miller? I know you said you didn't like them in either version of Justice League, despite cool scene in the ending of Snyder's original version, so it's only fair to ask.
I just thought they're okay in Justice League. So I do say in my review, because obviously it's gonna be on some people's minds, all the reasons they've been in the news and stuff like that. For the most part, I can put aside, but I swear there are moments where they are baiting us, man.
Oh,
like
really?
There's a scene where where they save a woman and they're like, just now I know these kind of moments can be very traumatic. Just know there's lots of mental health experts around the area. They're very important. Not that the Justice League has any mental help at all. Trust me, I know. And I'm like, what genius left that in, man? Holy shit. Like, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, ooh. And then times where he's like, they're literally talking to themselves, being like, Just you have no idea how good you have in taking things for granted. Just there's a lot of stuff where I'm like, oh, a little bit. But by the time it gets to the end, I wasn't thinking of any of that. I really was wrapped up in the performance, and it is good. Except Young Barry, I wasn't a fan of Young Barry in the movie, but yeah, that's my take.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What did you think of The Flash?
Bumpy, but good. I did end up liking it. I do think it's one of those movies where there's going to be a fair amount that don't like it, and it's going to be hard to argue it. There's plenty wrong with it, but the stuff that's good in it, I think, is worth checking out. I think they did some interesting stuff, and the emotional stuff, when it really needed to hit, did hit. So yeah, I am recommending it, but it's not perfect. You're gonna find plenty of problems.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug Chicks. These are the only bits I have left, so here are my 2 quick questions. 1, how you doing?
Good.
Good. 2, did you see the trailer for Pixar's next film, Elio?
Yeah, looked okay so far. I kind of like the idea. Just something as simple as a kid being abducted by aliens. I mean, that's so simple, but it's like, you can do a lot with that. you know, just learning Earth's ways and stuff. I don't know. I'm a big fan of keeping the stories with Pixar simple. We'll see how that goes with Elemental. I guess that's coming out this weekend too. But we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a really great movie. But man, those trailers have not been looking that great.
Indigo Jackal, thank you for that subscription. Welcome. Appreciate that. Thank you. Connor Davenport, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. This is my first Twitch stream with you guys. I'm the Asian kid who told you about how Channel Awesome inspired me to get a major in film at Wizard World, and how I earned the scholarship for AAPI filmmakers in C2E2 earlier this year.
That's right.
So happy to be here, and thanks for the Instagram follow, Heather.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for watching, and thank you for telling us we're an inspiration. It's very, very cool. Yeah, I hope it all goes well.
Congrats again. M. Tappet, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, did you see the teaser trailer for Elio? And if so, thoughts? Also, is it just me, or having Brad Garrett return for a Pixar movie just feels right?
Yeah, he's becoming the new, what's his name? Is it Cliff? Or was it Norm? I forget. I think it's Cliff from Cheers. He used to be in all the Pixar movies, and now I feel like Brad Garrett's like the new Cliff from Cheers, I guess. Ratzenberger, that's his name.
Thank you, chat.
But yes, it looked good. You know, it's only a teaser, so I can't say a ton yet. But I like the idea. I think there's plenty you can do with a kid getting abducted by aliens and telling them about Earth and everything. So I don't know. I'm down for it.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Since you reviewed White Chicks, I can't wait to see how you react to Little Man, especially since they ripped off and one of the classic Bugs cartoons, Baby Buggy Bunny. And I don't mean they have a similar premise. I mean they shamelessly wholesale jack plot points and even jokes from the cartoon. Surely that'll get you riled up.
It will, and don't call me Shirley. No, I remember seeing the trailer for it. It's interesting that you say it's like literally scene for scene the same thing. That might be interesting to check out. I never have seen it. If White Chicks does well, maybe I'll look at that one. But I never did check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Was it cool to see Michael Keaton back as your childhood hero? Were your fears about his age being too distracting realized? Remember, no spoilers.
Yes, it was cool seeing him back. No, all my fears were completely realized. He does not look good in the Batman mask, especially the effects in the movie are not very good. And when he has to fight, it looks ridiculous. It looks really, really bad. But I really like him as Bruce Wayne. And they do set up, in my opinion, that it is a different Batman than the one from Batman 89. Like, it's similar. But it is kind of a different version. I feel like this one does stuff that the other one wouldn't do, and even the suit looks a little different. The bat wings a little different and stuff like that. So I gave it a lot more, of a pass because of that. But yeah, Keaton's always fun. It looks like he's having a great time, and I always enjoy seeing him have a great time.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you know if Rob has seen Guardians 3, and if so, did he like it?
No, but I literally just showed him Across the Spider-Verse today. And it's fine because I am crazy busy this week, but I'm like, no, I gotta make time for this. I have to make time to see Across the Spider-Verse with Rob. He was like speechless. I mean, he was like, even before the opening credits, he's like, I can't take it all in. It's just too much. I mean, it's amazing, but it's just so much. Like he was saying, like not since like Satoshi Kon has he seen animation that was just so like other level and ground and like in terms of like the technique and the style and the emotion and telling the story, how much information it's getting across and how subtle and obvious and just like we just couldn't shut up about it. I mean, I was like so excited for him to see the movie and we just could not shut up leaving the theater.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen If Beale Street Could Talk 2018? And if so, your thoughts?
Boy, good question. Let me see if that's if Beale Street could talk. It sounds really familiar. Uh, I don't think I have. It's like why do I know this movie? I haven't seen it, but like I think I was gonna see it at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to check it out because it definitely rings a bell.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Overall, how would you rank the 4 comic book movies this year so far, being Guardians, Shazam, Spider-Verse, and Flash?
I mean, clearly Spider-Verse is the best. In my opinion, Flash would be next because I wasn't a big fan of Guardians. I guess it's weird putting Shazam over Guardians. That just feels so weird. But for what it is, I thought it worked a little better. But again, I'm the outlier on that. I feel like most people would agree Across the Spider-Verse has to be the best one so far, though. I mean, like, is there even a competition for it?
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Heather and Doug. How are you guys? I missed the past few streams to chat with Doug and Heather and just hang out.
Oh,
Welcome
well,
back.
good to have you back. And
Oi,
we're good.
Ram.
Thank you.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, you thought about reviewing Ghostbusters Afterlife? I mainly asked because there has been still some debate and controversy on a certain special effect that happens in it, and I see there has been some similar discourse with a certain recent movie.
I think I know the movie you're talking about. It's done better in Ghostbusters. It's done a lot better. I thought about it. It's weird because I liked it when it came out, and I watched it again. I still liked it and stuff like that. I don't know how much I could talk about in a review. I don't know if I could get a whole bunch across. I know they're making another one, so maybe when that comes out, I might try to review it. But I don't know. I'm not in a place where I like need to talk about it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Grand Omega, thank you for the 15 months. I'm back. Doug, I was at the Vampire Diaries / Originals convention May 20th and saw Son the Astronaut. I know he has a different name, but I know it makes you laugh.
Oh, that's my son, the astronaut. That's right. Well, good for him. I'm glad he's, doing well coming back from space.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Tarsum Singh's Mirror Mirror with Julia Roberts? I haven't seen it in several years, but I remember thinking it was okay.
That was a Tarzan movie, wasn't it? I forgot about that. I've never seen the whole thing. I've only seen bits and pieces. I should probably sit down and watch the whole movie. Well, actually, what I like about that title is it only encourages the Mandela effect of people thinking that line is in Snow White, but it actually isn't.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Woody Allen movies.
Man, I really like Crimes and Misdemeanors. Man, I do like Annie Hall, and I actually was it Life in Paris? Was that Owen Wilson one? I did legit really get into that one. Surprisingly, I didn't think I would, but I liked it a great deal.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What has been your overall favorite TV channel block review to do? Disney Afternoon, Fox Kids, Toonami, or Kids WB?
Fox Kids was kind of exciting because it was just a out of nowhere urge I got. I guess you could say the same thing with Disney Afternoon, but something about Fox Kids, I was like, I just really want to talk about this right now, like out of nowhere, and I knew it would be a ton of work, and that was like the first time I think we actually brought in like more people to write for it and stuff like that. But I will say, in terms of filming, like just the giddiness of Kids WB is still fresh in my mind, but it is a lot like Fox Kids, where something about like there's got to be something about when a lot of us are sitting on the floor that just gets us really, really giddy, because like I feel like we did Toonami and that went fine. It was still a good time, but something about when we had to sit on the floor and do these, we just get really, really slap happy.
Mm-hmm. Truth. Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Macaulay did parody himself a few times on Robot Chicken. I think he has a bit more of a sense of humor than you give him credit for. P.S. I know you were joking, but Kieran did appear in did appear in Home Alone as well as the cousin who almost threatened to wet the bed.
Yeah, no, it's so funny seeing him because I forgot how many Culkins there were, and I thought maybe it was a different one. I'm like, no, but they look exactly alike. That was the big thing. And so when I saw him like in succession, I'm like, I think that's Fuller. I'm pretty sure. So no, no, and I mean they're both great talents. I mean, by God, I mean they're both. I don't know. A lot of Culkins are kind of reaching like this iconic stage, aren't they? I mean, obviously Macaulay for Home Alone and becoming such a huge star at that time. And yeah, now Kieran I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff, but Succession, it's just a whole new level. I mean, that is just such a fascinating character he played. He played him so well.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I have a question for both of you. What are your favorite video game franchises? It can be anything from Nintendo, Sega, Sony, Microsoft.
Uh, it's funny because not many of them have I followed all the way through. I sort of stopped around maybe like the GameCube days, but I do like the Metro. Yeah, a lot of the Nintendo ones. I like the Metroid ones. I like Castlevania. Um, Let me see. The Mario games I still really, really like. Whenever a new one comes out, there's always kind of like an excitement for that. And I do like a lot of the Capcom fighting games. If it's the ones that have the traditional fighting moves as those go, I always love playing them. Even if they're bad, I still love playing them.
I'm a big fan of the Portal franchise. Portal's one of my favorite franchise. I love Portal and Portal 2. They're fantastic games.
I still gotta play Portal 2. I've never
Oh my
played
God,
that, man.
Doug,
I
you
gotta do that at some
have
point.
to.
Yeah, man, maybe that's another one to stream.
It's amazing.
You know how bad I am at puzzles, but that one, it's just so much fun. Like
Yes.
if you're frustrated, you just know it adds to the comedy.
Yes, absolutely. Max Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits I have for now, but considering that you had eyeshadow on when you did the stamps.com and honey ad in your latest video, is Devil Boner and presumably Hyper Fangirl going to be in the next episode of Nostalgia Critic next week? Also, hint for next week, next week's NC.
Yes, they are. And in terms of a hint, you know what? There's a lot of people think I reviewed it. And even at one point,
Ooh.
I thought I reviewed it. And we play into that a lot in the review. So, yeah, take that for what's worth.
Sergeant Dog Dirt, thank you for the 100 bits. What was your worst experience in a movie theater?
Man, let me think.
I'll tell a quick story while you're thinking.
Go ahead.
Actually, the first time we saw the first Spider-Verse movie, we had a whole group of like 14-year-old boys behind us who were talking the whole time and like started, even when like I laughed at a joke or something, they were like, "Ha, yeah, that's funny." So I had to go full teacher Heather on them. I just turned around and pulled out my teacher voice and I was like, "Excuse me, can you please be quiet?" And they were like, "Oh, sorry."
Okay, because it reminded me there were two. One was, and they were both the same movie. We were seeing Return of the King, and great movie, everybody loves it. But both times we saw it, a group of boys just started getting rambunctious, like they just could not sit still that long. It was always at the same point. It was after Legolas takes down the giant elephant. And then suddenly, maybe they thought the movie's wrapping up or something, and they just would not shut. So the first time, this group of boys just wouldn't shut up. So me and my girlfriend at the time, we just went and moved somewhere else. And this is annoying. We just moved. And then the second time, there was another group behind us that started doing it. My girlfriend at the time, this was her second time watching it, so she could soak up the emotion of it. And it was happening again. Same thing. She just stood up, turned around, and said, "Shut up!" And they shut up.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry, I've been busy. Doug, last week for WB Kids, did you really get punched in the face by Tamra? If you did, good for her. That's for mocking Pokemon. Pokemon forever!
Oh, thanks so much. What's left of my nostrils also. Thanks you. No, and I love how many people in the bloopers were just like, wait, Tamara didn't accidentally punch Doug in a take, but it looks so good. It's like, it does look really good. That's what's so funny. I mean, it's far away when she hits me. Just, the force perspective, it looks a lot closer.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you will combine the TV channel block reviews into one compilation video like you do for your commercials?
Yeah, probably. It'll be a long video too, I'm sure. Somebody brought up it's really not a bad idea because I was like, man, what's left to do that I feel like people would watch or want to see? And somebody brought up Adult Swim, and I'm like, we could do that. I feel like there's enough to talk about there, so maybe we'll do that one.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how far are you into Owl House and what are your thoughts?
I'm in I don't even know what they're called. The final two movies, specials. I don't know. It's technically season three, but they're longer. So I'm about halfway through the first one. I'm liking them focusing more on the collector than the other villain because I find that villain more interesting and more of a different kind of threat. But like I said, I'm only halfway through that first chunk. But yeah, I'm still liking it.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. How did you get 3 reviews approved for screening, like the It movies and the Suicide Squad reviews?
Oh, there's a theater that always advertises like doing events at their place, and so we were just like, maybe we can do this, maybe we can try this, and they were just like, sure, it's this amount, you just have to whatever follow by these rules and everything, and yeah, they okayed it. It's a really cool theater too. It's called Hollywood Boulevard. They have like themed theaters in there too. There's a Casablanca theater. It's unbelievable. They have like this stars light up the night sky in the theater. It's so freaking cool. So yeah, nice little plug for them there.
Boy Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I've been hearing rumors of this chemical called bisophenol being put into drinks and even clothing. It's supposedly causing not only people, but also their next generation to have their minds and hormones altered in some way. Not saying I believe this to be true or not. I'm just wondering, have you heard of this and what do you think about it?
Uh, First time hearing of that, and doesn't sound good.
Um,
I would check my sources on that though.
yeah. Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Does Beauty and the Beast deserve the accolade as the best love story of all time when the Beast / Prince Adam is a toxic partner? Do all La Belle et la Bête adaptations have the cursed prince acting like a prick?
I know I definitely seen. Now, whether or not you want to say it's more close to the original, I don't know. But I know I've seen versions where, where Belle is kind of uppity. Oh, I can never love a beast. That's kind of what the Frog Prince was about too. It was someone that was, so surface level that, she couldn't love anyone that wasn't handsome and gorgeous. So the idea of loving this literal beast is like, ugh. So it's funny. That was always kind of my understanding of the story. And then the Disney one is where I found out, oh, like he literally is a beast. Like he's kind of like a tyrant and a mean person and stuff. And both of them kind of learn in that process. So, and I think that's closer to the original story, but I don't know the original story that well. I know some different versions, but I don't know like the official one. So I wouldn't say it's the best love story, no, but I don't know what I would say is the best love story, honestly.
Spooky Elephant, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, it's time to start shaking your cane at those darn kids on your lawn because Jurassic Park just turned 30. Feel old yet?
I'm 40, man. As soon as that happened, no, I'm 41. As soon as you hit 40, you're old, man. Hell, like people when they turn 30, it's like, oh my God, I'm such an old person. I mean, it's like, yeah, no, way too late for that.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgia Ween recommendation, Hereditary.
Ah, well, one, I don't know if I could get that past the YouTube guidelines. There's too much going on in there. Also, I don't know what I would add to it. That again, I feel like a lot of other people haven't already added to it. I do like it very much, though.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that you've done Kids WB, are there any more similar videos that you have planned or thinking of doing?
We're thinking about doing Adult Swim. My initial thought was to do either TGIF, but I don't think anyone would have much interest in that, or what's the other one? One Saturday Morning, and I don't know a ton of those shows, so it'd be one of those things where it's like maybe one of those, but as soon as somebody recommended Adult Swim, it's like, ooh, yeah, like we all watch that. Like that could definitely be something to do.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you watch the gameplay trailer for Spider-Man 2 on PS5? It looks amazing! Pun intended.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn cool, man. I love the switching between Parker and Morales. I think that's really, really cool. I'm wondering how often they're going to allow that in the game. But that's like, I mean, it already looked cool, but that's the one thing that's just like, ooh, man. And then animal guy, the guy with the furs and everything. Like, I don't know. I always thought he looked silly in all like the comics and
Raven?
iterations. Yeah, and he looked pretty badass in that trailer. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for all of it.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Meryl Streep performance? By top two would, or my top two would be Deer Hunter and Kramer versus Kramer.
Uh, I haven't seen all of Kramer versus Kramer, and I'm not gonna lie. Part of the reason is that I heard of what a douche Dustin Hoffman acted like on set. And I'm usually pretty good at setting that aside, but this is literally a movie where it's like these two are kind of being abusive to each other. I'm just like, it might be tricky, but I should watch it because I hear it's a good film. Uh, it's funny. The ones that everybody loves her for are usually the ones I don't get that into because I do feel like it's a little bit like notice the performance kind of thing. She's good. I'm not gonna say she's bad. But the ones I like is where she kind of does something a little different. I like when she plays kind of like a self-aware jerky character. Like I really love her in Death Becomes Her. I think she's very funny in that. And then I really like her in Doubt. I really like, which is so funny. I guess that movie didn't get a lot of like critical praise when it came out, and I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really fascinating.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Heather, who are your favorite superheroes from both DC and Marvel, and how are they similar and different to each other?
DC's got to be Batman, and Marvel. It's funny. I usually say Wolverine. I still kind of stand by that, but I don't know. Rogue's really risen up quite a bit, and I would usually kind of throw in Gambit in there too. But now Beast, I'm liking a lot more too. As I get older, it's like my choices kind of change. But Batman still. I don't know. How do you top Batman?
Right. I like Batman, Zatanna, Green Lantern. Those are some of my favorites. Marvel, I guess the only one I've recently read is Miss Marvel, so I guess I'll go with that. Commander Hammerhead, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, since you've watched Clone Wars, the fan favorite clones are Captain Rex and Commander Cody. You could do a fanscription of what if they were in the original trilogy, having Rex stay with the Rebels while Cody stays with the Empire.
I'll bring that up to Walter because he does those. I write a few sometimes, but I don't know if I'm a big enough fan of Clone Wars or Star Wars to write that. But it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up to him, see if he's down for that. I forget if he's seen Clone Wars or not.
Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever thought about doing a fanscription for Indiana Jones? Maybe, what if Indiana Jones 4 had been made in the 90s? Oh.
Did you enjoy?
You're back.
My totally stoned face there.
Oh my god, that face freeze.
Oh man, I was freezing there too for a second.
Oh
Okay,
my god, that face freeze. You're back.
Okay, I'm back. Man, yeah, I don't know what else to unplug in here. Everything's unplugged. Yeah. Okay, just gotta take some punches sometimes, man.
Yeah. Sergeant Dogdirt, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever thought about doing a fanscription for Indiana Jones? Maybe what if Indiana Jones 4 had been made in the 90s?
Interesting. Yes, they have thought about it. They have gone through several scripts, and none of them they were quite satisfied with. I think they're all equally pissed off that didn't work. So they're actually asking me to write the next one. Because of it, because I have a pretty quick, easy one that I've wanted to do. Wouldn't be too like because Walter's editing these, and he's like, dude, I need it within like this amount of pages and stuff like that. So I got a quick one that I think would be interesting. But yes, if they are gonna do it, they're gonna move it to like next year or something like that. Because they just pulled their hair out trying to get this one right, and they just couldn't do it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the new season of Always Sunny?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I didn't even know it was out. Oh no, I gotta see that. Holy shit. I love Always Sunny. Yeah, I gotta get on that. Honestly, we've been rewatching a lot of Rick and Morty because my wife out of nowhere got into it, which is so fun. I love revisiting them. They're so, oh my god, especially when you know some things where it's gonna go and you know how the humor is gonna evolve, and it's just so good. So yeah, we're enjoying that. But I didn't know the new season was out, so I gotta check that out.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the show Shrinking with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford? And if so, what are your thoughts?
The show Shrinking?
Yeah. It's on Max.
Wait. No, no, no. It's on Apple TV.
Oh, it's on Apple
Okay.
TV. That's where I just saw it
Okay.
recently. My bad, my bad.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I have seen. I've seen the trailer for it. It didn't look that good to me, but hopefully I'm wrong because I like both those actors. But yeah, I don't know. It's so funny because for years I wanted these slice of life movies and shows because again everything was so focused on just 3 act structure and these forced dilemmas and everything, and now we have so many of them. I'm kind of like, yeah, let's do something else here. Let's get a few across the Spider Verses and stuff like that. I'm kind of sick of the simple stuff now. But it's not even that they're bad. It's just we have a ton of them now, which I guess is a good problem to have.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Great review on White Chicks today. Also, yesterday, my niece, I know you've told me how to say her name a couple of times and I always blank on it. Elena, I'm sorry, turned 3 months old. Time sure does fly by. Also, what's next week's review slash editorial? May we have a hint?
It is a review that people think I reviewed. I know people definitely come up to me at conventions thinking that I reviewed this movie. So yeah, we're playing into that in the review.
Elena. Sorry, Sailor Aaron. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that the DCEU is officially at an end, what would you say is your overall favorite movie from it? This does not include Joker or the Batman. For me, it's the Suicide Squad.
Is it though? I think there's another Aquaman coming out. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Last I heard. But favorite one? I think it's gotta be Wonder Woman. Yeah, that just feels like the most complete movie. I would say the Snyder Cut kind of a close second, but no, just in terms of like, I know this is the best. I don't know that scene where she still climbs up from the trench into no man's land. That's like one of the most heroic, amazing, epic scenes I've ever seen of like any superhero, man. It was just so well built up to and everything. I don't know. When I think of like just a fucking hero, I think of that scene.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. How many movies do you guys watch per year?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, at least with what are there 52 weeks in a year, so at least 52 in terms of doing reviews, and then like movies I have to see in the theater, and then movies we just watch for fun and stuff like that. I couldn't even comprehend. Yeah, I couldn't even do the math on
Yeah.
it. A lot.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. When you guys made the video about Kids WB, why wasn't Johnny Test one of the shows discussed? Not that I'm disappointed or glad it wasn't. Sometimes impact can come from both good and bad shows.
Johnny Test? I don't even think I know that one. I don't know this show. I'm sorry. And a lot of times that's the reason. Just none of us have seen it. I don't remember seeing it on the list for people when I said name shows that you've seen. So, yeah, that's the reason.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. I know that you've done a What You Never Knew years back for both movies, but do you think you could do a full NC treatment of either Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Christmas Vacation?
I thought about doing Christmas Vacation, but yeah, then I just think back to that the video, the What You Never Knew About It. I'm kind of like, that is kind of my review. Everything is just, this is good. I like this. Like, I could maybe draw some comparisons to like my Christmases growing up because it reminded me a lot of my grandma's house. It kind of looked like that was even supposed to be shot in Chicago, it take place in Chicago. So maybe, but yeah, as of now, probably not. The next John Hughes Christmas movie I should do is probably Home Alone.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Nostalgia for Night of the Comet, the Velma TV show, Nightmare Alley, or Antlers.
Nightmare Alley, I love. Antlers is okay. Velma, what the hell else am I gonna say? Everyone else hasn't said. And what was the first one?
Night of the Comet.
I don't know that one. I will try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Iced tea or iced coffee?
Uh,
Iced coffee.
I don't know if I've ever. Oh yeah, of course I've had iced tea. When I think of iced tea, I think of brisk iced tea. I used to drink that when I was a janitor. I used to drink a lot of that, so I'm like, I think that counts, even though it's in a can. So it's like, okay, I guess I'll say that.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, could you see Gargoyles having similarities to TMNT? Taking place in New York, has a female human helper. Some are them act like teens.
Oh yeah, definitely. I always said, I thought that was Disney's answer to mixing like Batman and Ninja Turtles. But it is its own thing. And it's funny because I always kind of compared it to that. And just the more and more I let it sit, I'm like, no, this really is its own unique thing. There are tropes that it takes from Batman and Ninja Turtles, but, I mean, Elisa is nothing like April O'Neil. Goliath is nothing like Batman. I mean, it's just sort of similar styles and looks. So, yeah, I do see the comparisons, but I'm glad it really stands out. It's its own unique entity.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Keeping in theme with this week's review, I can totally see Doug playing a white chick. The man doesn't have that much melanin to work with, anyways.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I sure I have. Good God. I mean, how many times have I been in drag for a review and stuff like that? The worst is a lot of people ask, what's the worst costume I've ever worn? And it's hard to nail it down, but one of the ones I remember hating the most is when we did Hocus Pocus, those long nails. I could not grab anything. I had to keep grabbing the script like this and get like the little Sharpie and write like that. Oh, it was terrible.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the 1955 film Night of the Hunter? I thought it was awesome. Robert Mitchum is so terrifying.
Night of the Hunter. I don't know if I know that one. Well, what year was it? Oh, yes, I do.
1955.
Oh, yes, I do. Good guy. Yes, a friend of mine showed me this movie, and it was bizarrely frightening. Like, it's a film you kind of don't know is meant to be scary and sort of naturally works its creepiness on you, but it's kind of goofy too. It's so
Interesting.
weird. Yeah, no, I can't believe I forgot the title of it. It's such a generic title, but yeah, it's like almost like a Grimm's fairy tale scary kind of thing. There's
Cool.
yeah, I don't know. It's a very good movie. And thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot what a good film it was.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever heard of the new show, The Great American Joke Off?
No, I like the title.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever talked about or reviewed the following movies? R.I.P.D., Shawshank Redemption, RRR, or The Princess 2022?
I think I'm talking about Shawshank in like best Spielberg King movies. RRR I've talked about just like in vlogs. It is spectacular. That's like a live action across the Spider-Verse in my opinion. RIPD I haven't. I guess I should because people say there's material, and I haven't seen The Princess yet. No.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I don't know if you knew this, but Ubisoft just released gameplay trailers for an open world Avatar and Star Wars game. One is called Star Wars Outlaws, and the other is Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. Please check them out and maybe play them for Disney December.
For a second, I thought it was like Last Airbender. I was like, "Ooh!" I'm like, "Oh, it's the shitty."
It's Pandora.
Yeah, but I say that, but the more I think about it, I'm like, you know what? I bet that'd be really cool to explore that world. Like I said, one of the things I'm looking forward to seeing whenever I go back to Disney is goddamn Pandora. I'm sure it looks phenomenal. I'm sure I would love, going on
It's
that
really
as a
awesome.
ride. Yeah, I'm sure it's great. I did see the one for Star Wars. I didn't know it was an open world because I was
Outlaws?
kind yeah, Outlaws.
Yeah.
Because I was watching, I'm like, okay, it just looks like another Star Wars game, whatever. I was kind of like, what's the catch? What's different about it? And I didn't know it was an open world, so that's interesting. At least everything else about it looked fine, but nothing particularly grabbed me about it. But knowing that's pretty cool.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I thought about creating a little game between the three of us for this stream, so Heather can join in too. The chat can answer at their own discretion. It's called Own, Rent, or Refund. You'll be given three choices and you have to draw a line between them. Your choices are Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, Woody Woodpecker.
And was it own,
Own,
rent, or
Rent, Refund.
uh? Probably refund Woody Woodpecker, and I don't even mind him too much, but that's the lesser of it. Um, Own Looney Tunes, rent Tom and Jerry. Yeah, I think Looney Tunes is always it's gonna have a place in my heart.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, was wondering, are there any old school classic actors, as in ones that have been acting or were so popular before the 80s and beyond, that you never liked?
Trying to think, man, before the 80s. I mean, it's such a different style. I'm trying to think if there's ones where at times, it's funny. I don't mean this to be a Dustin Hoffman hate off, but at times his acting got a little on my nerves. And most of the time he's fine. But every once in a while, he can again, you can feel that pretentiousness a little bit rub off on the performance, but he's usually fine. I'm sure there's others, but I don't know. When you think of like, especially like the '70s and stuff, you think of like good quality acting. Yeah, John Wayne, that shtick does get a little old to me, and he can be very good in several movies, but it's kind of like the Costner thing. You have to wear him down. You have to find something that really, really wears him down. Humphrey Bogart, a little bit of the same, but they do have like those 3 or 4 movies where they're just spectacular and kind of like almost acquit them of that. But again, I feel like they have to wear down that persona a little bit.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see the new trailer for Sympathy for the Devil, the movie where Nick Cage plays the devil who hijacks a car / kidnaps the driver because of course he does?
Yeah, it definitely looks like a one-man show. Like this is just like they have an idea and it's like it'll be good because Nicolas Cage will be the crazy guy kind of thing. And I don't know, part of me's like, yeah, I'll see it just for that.
Matthew Paul, thank you so much for that 24-month subscription.
Thank
Welcome back.
you.
Appreciate that. Love the Kids WB episode. I hope there's an episode down the road centered around one Saturday morning / ABC Kids or Cartoon Fridays.
Cartoon Fridays probably not because even though I did see bits of it, I'm not an expert on it. And also, I don't know if there's enough of that. Well, but maybe we could go into more detail about it. I don't know, but then they'll make it trickier for me to edit. Probably not that. One Saturday morning, maybe I'll look at the lineup again and see if there's any shows like I could talk about, but I don't think there's going to be many. Adult Swim is probably, if we do a next one, I feel like that would have to be it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for both Doug and Heather. What is your favorite use of a song in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy? Not necessarily the song itself, but the way it was integrated.
I think I like Groot dancing at the beginning of 2. I thought just how do you follow up 1? What are you going to do with this? How are you going to open this up? And I thought just that cute little number that's both really kind of adorable but also kind of grisly because they're destroying this monster and this terrible stuff is happening. Also, it just has my favorite Gamora moment. I just love when she's telling Groot to get down, we're trying to destroy this monster, and Groot just keeps waving each family, just goes, hi. That is so out of character for her, but that also somehow feels like in character for her because of that. That just really cracked me up.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Can I get Doug to say something positive about Pokemon for once? Just one thing. It doesn't have to be ironically.
Something positive about Pokemon for once, just one thing. It doesn't have to be ironically. There you go.
God damn it, Doug.
If I was a kid, I would love it. I know I would love it. I would be all over it like everyone else who grew up with it.
Steelbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Last Sunday marks the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park, which means it's been 10 years since you've reviewed it on NC. I got the opportunity to see it on the big screen on Sunday at AMC Universal City Walk in California. It was awesome.
It's cool seeing it on the big screen. It's cool for me because that's the film I saw the most times on the big screen. I think it was like 11 times, something like that. It was some crazy number like that. There's just always a friend who hadn't seen it yet. And like I said, it was one of those movies where it just became fun to stop watching the film and turn around and watch the audience react to it. Because I knew when certain scenes were coming, I love turning around and watching people scream and yell and flinch. And that's some of my favorite like movie-going experiences.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank these decades for film from best to worst? 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s.
Man. It's hard to say because I just have such it's going to tie into my nostalgia. It really is. I have nostalgia for the 80s and 90s. Not as much. It's weird. Like if I could go by later halves and early halves, like, most of the 80s is pretty good, but then the early half of the 90s and then the later half of the 2000s, I think are really, really solid. That in between, I don't get into too much. And then kind of the same thing with the 2010s, like kind of like the later 2010s get pretty interesting again. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's much of an answer. That's the best I can come up with.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite episode of Taxi?
God, there's so many. I like the one where Reverend Jim joins the group. It joins, being a taxi driver. That's probably the one I've seen the most. I also love the one It just had the dumbest ending, but I loved it. Where the whole thing, the Kaufman's Latka's country, he did something. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember if he had like an affair or something. I don't know, but something where him and his wife now have to get a divorce or something, and they don't want to, but that's just how their law works, the law of their country and everything. It's a made up country, so like after he walks around in this circle 3 times, they'll be divorced, and they're doing it really slowly and crying. And there's Christopher Lloyd watching. Oh, what's going on here? It's like, oh, this is the divorce. And once he finishes the circle, they'll be split up. And he goes, oh, why can't they get married again? And they just look at each other and go, and they, and that's just the big resolution. They get married again. I thought that was so funny.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Chips Ahoy or Famous Amos?
Uh, I'm not a big fan of either. I liked it when I was a kid, but I don't know if I can tell the difference. Right? I know one's bigger, but it's like, I don't know if I have had them enough that I can tell the difference.
Curveball, Pepperidge Farm. No.
Oh, there you go. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Remember when you asked in one review, is Fred anyone's favorite character? Well, ever since Velma, people started saying, how dare you besmirch Fred like that? Some even said Velma made Scrappy look better by comparison. How funny how one show made people you thought didn't exist come out of the woodwork.
Sometimes that happens where I'll be watching, a show or a movie and be like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I always thought Mulan was fine as a character, but after seeing the remake, I'm like, boy, yeah, I really appreciate the character a lot more. Now just the film a lot more after the remake.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the show Who's the Boss?
I've only seen a little bit. That's one of those I didn't watch a ton of growing up, but I did watch a touch. I remember liking it, but again, I haven't seen it probably since it was originally on TV.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you know sign language?
No. I'm not even sure. I think this means thank you.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Thank you, yeah.
I was so bad. For years, I said they should have sign language as a foreign language in school. And everyone was like, yeah, the schools were always like that. And now it is. It's an option. I was so pissed off because I know I'd be great at it. I'm terrible at foreign languages, but I'm a visual learner. So I feel like I would do sign language well. But no, it's too late now. Now I'm too old and dog to teach new tricks.
Adam Grunter, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the trailer Come Learn with Pibby? It's a potential show on Adult Swim that has a children's show character go through different animated shows like Adventure Time, Rick and Morty, The Flintstones to escape a world-destroying entity. You see several beloved cartoon characters die in it. It's insane. I can't recommend looking it up enough.
I saw the trailers. It looked good. And then weirdly, I didn't hear a ton about it afterwards. I kind of forgot about it. So that's a good reminder. That's another one where I always say one of the reasons I don't write original stuff outside, just doing a review or something, it's that they're usually made the same time I have the idea or someone has it a little earlier, because I had that idea of someone that like would go in between Saturday morning cartoons and then they make it, kind of thing, which is great. That's a great problem. But it's like, yeah, the pro and con of having like so much media available to you and you can now play a big part in it is that everybody can. There's like at least 50 people who have the same idea as you who can get to it first.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite scene/line from Young Frankenstein?
It's got to be just the whole scene with the blind man. That is so funny. And I always forget that's Gene Hackman too. He does such a good job in there that I completely forget that's him under all the makeup and the beard and stuff like that. Yeah, all that's so great.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather and Doug, favorite DreamWorks movie that isn't Shrek or Puss in Boots series?
Favorite DreamWorks series or just DreamWorks movie?
DreamWorks movie that isn't in the Shrek or Puss in Boots series.
Probably Prince of Egypt. I really like that film.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you weren't the biggest fan of the movie, but you want to feel old again? Mulan turns 25 on the 19th of this month.
I don't know. A lot of these, can you believe this is this old now? It's like after 10 or 15, 20, it's like, yeah, no, now it's like, that sounds right. I'll tell you this, when somebody said that means it's been 10 years since I reviewed Jurassic Park, that's a little weird. It's weird to think that's 10 years old, if that makes sense.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I love the bloopers from the Kids WB episode. Tamra saying mommy milkers is hilarious, but no bloopers for when Tamra had to punch you? That was done in one take? I'm sensing some anti-Dougism from Tamra. Haha.
No. There was we did it several times, but no, she never hit me. It just looks worse than it is. It's just good timing.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Going to see the second Spider-Verse again. God, why can't all movies be this good? Which Spider-Verse do you prefer, Into or Across?
I mean, now at this point, after seeing it again, it's got to be Across. Because why? When you watch it again, there's so many scenes. I remember liking Fine, but then when I watch it again, I'm like, oh, that's going to come and play later. Oh, that's what this is foreshadowing. Oh, this is going to mean that later. See, now I'm wondering, because there's a scene in the movie that doesn't go into spoilers, where the cakes weirdly play a big part in the movie. Focus on how many times they mention like the idea of having your cake and eating it too, and how much they kind of play with that. I bet you anything in the third movie they're gonna have something where he brings a cake at the end, because he actually promises his mom a legit, like, just one cake, a good cake, and I know that's gonna play into like some sort of metaphor in the movie, because it's like they just worked it in way too well, I feel like.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I get why you don't love Avatar 2. There are cliches I don't like it as well, but for me, I never saw Dances with Wolves, Ferngully, Pocahontas, or any after-school special, so Avatar was my first introduction to this type of story. Would you say it's a bad introduction? I personally don't think so.
uh the same way, like, I say something like Ferngully is quote unquote a bad introduction. I don't think Ferngully is a good movie either, or Pocahontas. Most of them aren't good movies. You know, Dancing with Wolves is legit a good movie, and
Yeah.
even that gets pretty heavy-handed at the end. But it kind of earns the right to do it. You know, you got to give it a pass with that. But uh, I mean, if you're introduced to it as a kid, okay, fair. You know, like I kind of get that, but I don't know, because James Rolfe was talking about that too, because he liked the first Avatar movie, but he didn't see those films either. So he had no frame of reference for it, and that's really interesting. Seeing people that did not grow up with these tropes and these cliches react to that story, you know, that a lot of us have seen over and over and over. So it's interesting. It's very interesting seeing different reactions from people who have not grown up with those.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the most mind-blowing example of the Mandela effect from a movie that you've ever seen?
You know, it's funny. We were talking about Pokemon before, and we bring this up in the upcoming review too. I really thought Pikachu had a little black splotch at the end of his tail. I always thought that, and he doesn't. It's at the end of his ears, but it's not at the end of his tail. And I was looking up all these Mandela effects, and I saw that. I was like, "What?" Like that really blew my mind.
LePew, thank you for the 100 bits. Cartoon Network bumper question. If you were a part of these bumpers, or if you moved to CN City, how would you do?
Oh, how would I do? I probably do well for a day, and then people would be so sick of me they blow me up with dynamite or something.
Adam Grunter, thank you for the 100 bits. Of the Spider-Verse characters in both movies, who has been your favorite? For me, it's Spider-Ham in the first one and Spider-Man India in the second. And remember, no spoilers, chat.
I mean, I gotta go with Noir. That's just my jam. That's the voice acting with Nicolas Cage, the style. I love all that. With that said, in terms of like the most interesting character, it's probably Gwen at this point. You know, before I'd say Miles, but now like just everything they did with her in the second one, and they did it so well without, while still making it a Miles movie. You know, like he's still the focus, and but man, I mean, they have like something like 20 minutes with her in the beginning, and it does not feel like she's hogging the spotlight because it's so engaging and so just so good. God, oh man, just watching it again and all the little stuff. I'm sorry, I'm still riding the high of seeing that movie again. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, please, please, please see it on the big screen.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts / nostalgia ween for the Black Phone.
I saw it. I don't know what I would add to it. It's good. It's a good movie. I don't think I could really add much to it though. It's just a solid horror flick.
Chris Kringle, thank you for the 100 bits. After just finishing the WB Kids video, do you think you would eventually do a remake of your older Nickelodeon video with you guys cover shows that you didn't cover in the older one?
Like Nicktoons Part 2 kind of thing. I mean, I really got up to where I left off. I mean, honestly, just like watching a few episodes of Hey Arnold is where I left off, and like that just kept going. And like I said, like kind of like Boy Meets World, like just defined a generation of kids. So I probably won't do it. We'll see if we do something where maybe we bring in the group on that, because they've clearly seen more than I have after I have. But I don't know. We'll see.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 130 bits. Overrated movies that are beloved and still good.
Oh, okay. At first, I'm like, overrated mean they're bad. It's like, no, they can be good, just overrated. I've always said Lion King's a little overrated. But it is still a spectacle. It's epic. It is very good. I know there's others. I don't know. I'm blanking on 'em right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm totally blanking. Lion King for some reason is the only one that's
Lion
coming in my
King's
head,
a
but that's
good
not the
one for
biggest.
you.
Yeah. I guess because a lot of people are like, "What?" So
Yeah.
yeah,
I just made a face at you like, are you kidding me? It's Lion
yeah.
King.
I'll quit while I'm behind.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the show My Life as a Teenage Robot?
I never saw it. I know I've gotten recommendations for it for Dark Toons. I guess there's some dark episodes on there, but yeah, sadly, I never saw the show.
Black Arms Leader, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you guys hear the news today that Paramount Plus Sonic the Hedgehog series Knuckles has cast both Christopher Lloyd and Carrie, I'm going to mess this last name up, Elwes? Elwes?
Oh, you're close. Elwes.
Dang it.
Elwes. Now you're messing me up. No, I did not know that. That'll make it even more cartoony. That sounds like fun, actually.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there any Hanna-Barbera property that you genuinely like?
Oh, sure there is. Honestly, I mean, Scooby-Doo is corny, but I have a soft spot for it. I like kind of the creepy places they go to and the weird monsters and stuff. I'm trying to think of one. Oh, I mean, Tom and Jerry. That's Hanna-Barbera, technically. That's some of my favorite animation ever.
Fat Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you see Billboard's top 100 Disney songs? It's something. Oh, who am I kidding? It's terrible. Watch Mojo did a better top 100 list than they did.
Huh, okay. Yeah, I'm curious what would be like the number one song for that, or even like the top 5. Yeah, I'll check that out. I might type that in just to remind me to check that out.
Spooky Elephant, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, we all know you're not a fan of the Jurassic Park / World sequels, but if you had to rank them, what would that look like? Instead of doing all of them, maybe just like what you think the top 3 best are?
Boy, I don't know. I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they just get worse and worse.
Slowly
I
just
think
keeps
that's it,
declining.
honestly. Yeah.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, and Green Acres?
Green Acres, I remember liking. I saw a little bit of Beverly Hillbillies. I remember liking it. And what was the other one?
Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, I never saw much of it, so yeah, sorry.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Twilight Zone episode?
That was time. That was time now. That one's great. And there's already so many great ones, but that's my personal favorite.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Coolest movie memorabilia that you own?
Huh. Like, does it like merchandise or something like actually from a movie? Are they talking
Movie
about?
memorabilia.
Does that mean merchandise or something?
I mean, I would assume it could be either, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Man, I don't know. I mean, I've talked about this before. I have a drawing from Don Bluth of the small one that I really, really treasure greatly. That's probably like my favorite thing of his he's done. So, I mean, but it's not from, the short, he just drew it for me. But I don't know. That's from the director. It's one of the characters. I think that kind of counts.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Rank these Darren Aronofsky movies from best to worst. Black Swan, Mother, The Wrestler, The Whale, Requiem for a Dream.
Probably The Wrestler, Requiem for a Dream, Black Swan, The Whale, and was that it, or was there one more?
Mother was the last one.
Oh yeah, Mother would be last. Definitely last.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Guys, I have with me a file for next week's review, and I couldn't wait to share them with all of you. I don't want them to get angry with me, so I'll type it out as fast as I can before they can beat me up. The next review is...
Oh,
We got
okay.
him.
Yeah, well, you'll be missed.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which director would you rather interview? Guillermo del Toro, Tim Burton, or Julie Taymor?
I love Tim Burton, but I would not interview. I don't know how many words I would get out of him. Probably Guillermo del Toro.
He seems like he'd be a delight, honestly.
Yeah, Taymor, you'd get some interesting ideas and weird sentences and weird ways of seeing the world, which would be very cool. I mean, either would be really cool. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. Guillermo del Toro seems funny as well. He has good ideas and he's funny. So I guess I'd go with him. But Taymor is a pretty close second.
Tiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Choo choo. I think that was after the hype train. Appreciate that. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, The Chosen is phenomenal show. It's not just another retelling of Jesus. It goes deeper in the backstories of the disciples and makes Jesus a funny/relatable person with artistic lyrics crafted themes. There's only 8 episodes in each season, so you'll catch up quick. Please, it's so worth it.
I just like the phrase. It's not just another telling of Jesus. Like it's in the advertising. No, I've heard it's good. I don't know when I'm gonna get time to see it. I'm catching up on so many other things, so could be a hot minute. But yeah, you're not the only one that's said it's good. So yeah, I'll try to check it out at some point.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue for next week's NC review?
It is a review that everyone thinks I have done before, but I have not.
Monkey D. Landon, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, okay, so Disney Afternoon, check. Fox Kids, check. Toonami, check. Kids WB, finally, check. So, Box, maybe, possibly?
I don't even know that one. Yeah, I guess it'll be no, because I don't even know it. Adult Swim is most likely going to be the next one, if we even do one. I am getting older, and they do become tougher.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, important question I came across on Twitter. Which is better, Princess Bride or Neverending Story? I personally say Princess Bride, iconic, timeless moments that are still referenced today, and no god-awful sequels.
I mean, personally, I like Neverending Story more, but in terms of like what's the better movie for what it is, probably Princess Bride, but I have more of a connection to Neverending Story. Both are wonderful.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Spider-Verse villain is your favorite? Kingpin, Doc Ock, Prowler, or Spot? No spoilers, still chat.
Yeah. So the character is not the best, but what they do with him is the most fascinating with Spot. Because like Prowler or Kingpin, oh my God, there's so many layers to that character, the characters, but they do exactly what those characters should do. Spot literally takes his role as this villain of the week and goes, nope, and he evolves beyond that. And I just love that idea. And again, I kind of have to see what they do with him in the next one, but that is so clever. That is so smart. And again, you can still read like a lot of layers into that.
Excuse me. Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I don't know how many people understand the reference of your shirt, so I'll say, oh, Grandma!
You did that perfect, by the way. Have you seen that cartoon?
Yes.
Yeah, oh my God.
No, I just took a guess. No, I've seen it. That was being sarcastic.
Isn't she like, wait, so you have seen it or haven't?
Yes, I have.
Isn't she like the funniest goddamn character?
Yeah.
Like, guys, you got to have. It's just, and if she was like in there a second longer, it would be too much, but like they have her just the right amount of time.
The Spooter, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, first time in here in your stream. I haven't seen The Flash yet, but I'm assuming it's basically the Flashpoint paradox. Have you seen the animated movie? And if you have, would you consider doing an old versus new of the two movies?
I didn't even know there was an animated movie.
There is.
I know there was a in the show they did something like this, right? Where they go into different dimensions and stuff. Yeah. But they only got Robert Wuhl. They got Michael goddamn Keaton. No, honestly, I thought that was, for what I saw, I thought that was pretty damn cool, what they did with that. But no, I haven't seen any of that. So that's another thing too. I can't really reference like the original story much. I should have probably made that clear in my review the more I think about it, but I liked it overall.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. This past weekend, I got to meet two of the cast members of The Terrifier 2, Lauren Lavera and David Howard Thornton, and the director, Damien Leone, at Comic Con. All of them were so sweet.
Yeah, the guy who I guess who plays Art is a fan of our stuff, and that's the
Love that.
coolest goddamn thing because I love those movies and I love that character. I don't know, it's pretty cool that we're kind of getting like new slasher characters again, like they're just coming from different like because I think of like Megan and I think of Art the Clown, and I'm just like, oh man, like these are new funny like monsters that like kind of have this commentary a little bit on society today, and I love them. I love them all.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I have yet another show I'd like to recommend for a future Disney December. It's called Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. They got the guy that did the art for Invader Zim, and the main villain is voiced by, drumroll please, Tim Curry. Hope you check it out.
Ninth Grade Ninja? I never even heard of that one.
Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja, I believe is the full
Oh,
title.
there it is. Yeah. Oh, somebody recommended this. Okay, I kind of recognize this. It does look like fun. 2012, 2015. All right, I'll try to check it out. Sure.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. If I bought pet food with your face on them, they wouldn't be doggy treats, they'd be Dougie treats. Why, yes, I did just spend my hard-earned money just to tell you that.
You spent your money well.
David, thank you for the 100 bits. What are the chances of a top 11 nostalgia F-ups with douche? Douche, yeah.
Well, first of all, it's been way too long since I've done one. I don't even think we can fit them all in one video. There'd be too many. Second, it just the character was so annoying to do. I finally just got rid of him, and I don't even know if I could do that voice anymore. Like one of the reasons I don't scream as much in my videos is I can't do the high pitched scream as well. I used to be able to hit high notes when singing, and I can't do that anymore. So yeah, a lot of it isn't even because I dislike the character, though I do with that one. It's because I can't do them anymore.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm a big fan of stealth genre. Splinter Cell, Thief, Dishonored, Hitman, love them all. How about you?
Well, Heather will tell you I am a master of stealth. It's always my favorite part of any game. No, I'm way too impatient. I totally get why people like it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. You have to be very, very clever and sneaky and everything. But yeah, when I take time off, I just want to go and hack shit up and shoot shit up.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, with the acquisitions between these companies, I'm predicting Netflix could buy Sony. They already have a multi-year movie deal. Netflix has gotten into the gaming market, which Sony is huge in, and more than half of Netflix users watch anime, and Sony owns Crunchyroll. What do you think the chances are of this happening?
Boy, I don't know. It's funny. I would have assumed that like Sony would be bigger than Netflix, but I guess not. I mean, that shows you how much I know about the situation. So yeah, I'm not the one to ask, I guess.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Happy Wednesday to you both. How are you enjoying Schmigadoon so far? I think you'll really get a kick out of season 2.
I think, what was it? We got 2 episodes into season 2, and we haven't had a chance to watch more outside of that. And I love the first season. I thought it was so funny and so clever. Great music, great production design, very funny. Season 2's fine. It wasn't making me laugh that much though, which is weird. I really like that style of musicals, or the Chicago and the darker Sweeney Todd one. So it's weird I'm not getting into that one as much. But again, I've only seen 2 episodes of it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on Illumination being announced to do a Legend of Zelda movie? Do they feel like the wrong choice to you? Is that official?
Is that for real? Hold on. Illumination. Let me see that Legend of Zelda. I gotta see if that's Legend of Zelda. Could be. Oh wait. Legend of Zelda movie in the work. Nah, but that's. These aren't the most reliable sources. Reportedly being greenlit. I'm not seeing like a 100% report on it yet. I'll say this: if that ends up happening, I would like that to be the film where they say, okay, let's try something different. Let's switch it up. Let's really experiment here with a different style. Because I don't think their usual stuff would work for Zelda. Or, it could be like, uh, at the most okay, but I think everybody knows we're not going to get like a great Zelda movie with that style. So I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm saying they would have to change up a lot to do it. And I would love to see that, honestly. I'd love for that to open the door to have that animation studio actually really try something different. But I don't know if they would take a chance on that with Zelda. I hope they would if they do.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Random thought of the day: if people were upset that Darth Jar Jar never actually became a thing, then why did everyone get so pissy at James Gunn for doing that with Scrappy Doo?
I mean, I think if that script was left alone, it would be very funny because everybody says it was supposed to be a rated R movie. It was supposed to be for adults and stuff. And it sounds like the directing and the editing just hacked it all up into something totally different. Honestly, I don't know. I think it'd be cool if James Gunn just took that script and just made the movie. He's a big time director now. Like he can do it kind of thing. I think it'd be fun if he went and just put his name all over it. But I don't know. I don't know if he'd get the okay for it. He probably would. Well, I don't know if Velma got okayed. Why not that?
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. No question, just wanted to tell you that the Blu-ray haul that I picked up at Comic-Con: 310 to Yuma, The Social Network, Megamind, The Hurt Locker, and V for Vendetta.
Oh, very cool. I still got to see Hurt Locker. That's another one I got on the list to see at some point.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Heather, considering you're a teacher, you could take lessons from my third grade teacher. In just a year, she sat us down to watch Matilda, Return to Oz, and Roald Dahl's The Witches. Thanks for the character building, I guess, Mrs. Lehman.
Oh, I like this teacher. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I have a Disney movie recommendation. It's a 3D animation movie called Valiant. It's based off a true story of carrier pigeons that helped during World War II.
Wait, a true story? I remember the trailers for that. That ain't. It's gotta be about as true as Balto is true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I might have it on the list for this year because I think there was a couple I was gonna do and then I backed off. You know, like Little Mermaid. I'm like, okay, what's the point of doing a Disney December? I got all my points across here. You know, so I think I might have actually put that on the list. So you might see it this year.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. During the movie thing where the kids were talking, you should have gone full George Costanza. I'm gonna take you outside and show you what it's like.
I mean, again, I think my girlfriend kind of did. She scared the shit out of him pretty well.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I just got around to seeing Guardians 3. Gotta say, I severely disagree with you on it. Rocket's backstory alone is some of the strongest MCU stuff in years.
Trust me, you're not alone. A lot of people disagree hard with me on that. I even said in the review, like, I think I'm going to be alone on this. And I was, but I can't lie. I got to say what I really think about it. The Rocket stuff is the best stuff. That's one of the few things where I'm like, I don't think I would really change anything with that. That was perfect.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for 10,000 BC.
Yeah, I never did see that movie. I'll try to check it out.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. My question is, when you're at the movies, what's your go-to favorite snack?
It's funny because all the theaters I go to now are doing like food, like meals now. And it's funny, I'm not a big Pizza Hut pizza guy, but something about the little Pizza Hut pizzas they have at Cinemark are weirdly good. I don't know if it's because they're smaller or something. Like, I actually dig them okay. Outside of that, you know, I like a hot dog. You know, if they don't have that, nachos. If they don't have that, I starve.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite World War II film?
I haven't seen the remake. I really like the original All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't think there's any. Oh wait, was that World War One? Shit, I'm forgetting if that's World War Two or World War One. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh, that's World War One.
It is okay. All right, so that doesn't count. Does Jojo Rabbit count? No, because that's more Holocaust. God, that's a weird thing to say. That's not World War II. That's more Holocaust.
Well, I mean, the Holocaust was an event within World War II.
Yeah, within World War II. Yeah, I guess I'll say that because I don't know. It's weird. I don't get into war movies that much. Weirdly, I thought I would, but I don't know. Something's really got to try something different with it. Like, I'm not gonna say all of Full Metal Jacket works, but I appreciate what it was trying to do, and like at least half of it works.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I love the shirt, Doug. I'll bet when you bought it, you thought to yourself, I'll do it, but I'll probably hate myself in the morning.
uh, I thought of that line, but I didn't. I loved myself for getting it. It's probably the most comments I've gotten on this shirt too. So thank you all so much.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. I also went to see Kiki's Delivery Service in theaters this past Sunday as part of the
Mm.
Studio Ghibli Fest 2023. I can't wait until I see Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky in July on the big screen next month.
I bet they'll be cool. Yeah, every time they advertise it everywhere, and I always take a picture of the schedule to be like, "Yep, I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be the year I'm gonna do," and I never do.
Yeah.
Kiki's the one I really want to see because I bet those flying scenes are just so cool on the big screen. And Spirited Away, I actually remember enough from seeing on the big screen because I saw that a lot when it came out in theaters. So Kiki's the one I'd really like to see how that would be. Yeah, on the big screen.
JPith, thank you for the 100 bits. Recently, I took a female coworker to the re-release of Raiders of the Lost Ark last week. You better believe my eyes were glued to her reaction to the melting faces.
One of my favorite Indiana Jones stories, I think I've told this before, was I was babysitting these three kids and they just wanted to watch something, whatever. So I put on Last Crusade. I was about their age when I saw it, and they're watching, but they're also talking, having fun and stuff like that, blah blah. And I would just sort of go, whatever, chat with my brother, come back in, see how they're doing. And when it got to the end of the tank scene, they were just dead quiet, all standing up, just eyes glued to the TV. They were just like they just had to see how he was going to get out of all that. It was so intense. I don't know. I just love when a movie can do that. I love seeing kids' reactions to something like you grew up with. Like I love seeing all those kid reactions to, the big reveal in Empire Strikes Back. I love seeing all the kids' reactions to that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Where would you rank The Muppets Take Manhattan with the other films?
Uh, Not high. That's not one of my favorites. Maybe under Christmas and uh Treasure Island, maybe. Yeah, I guess around there.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Can you think of any good movies that are also hard to watch?
You know, I tell myself I should finally see this movie again. When I saw it, I said, this is one of my favorite movies, and I am never going to watch it again. It was way too disturbing. It's called Happiness. If you know anything about this movie, you know why it's difficult to watch. It is fucking disturbing
Oh
to no
no.
end. But it is very well done and very well put together. But yeah, I don't know. And maybe it's about time I try to watch it again. But I was just like watching. It's not like a horror film necessarily, but it's just a disturbing, very very disturbing film. Just like I said, probably the hardest movie I've ever had to watch.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I have a question. Are you going to do a Disney December or Nostalgia Ween on Fox Studios / Stephen King's The Boogeyman?
I haven't seen it yet. I guess I could technically do a Disney Semper on it. We'll see. Maybe I will. It's looks funny. Stephen King's The Boogeyman, the little Disney Semper logo in the corner, but we'll see.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. I remember how much you said you loved the original Hans Christian Andersen Little Mermaid special. There was a 20-minute 2D animated adaptation of that version, and it's so beautifully tragic. It was directed by Ivan, I'm gonna mess this up, Aksenchuk, and the whole thing is on YouTube. Highly recommend it.
Okay, I'm actually writing that down. Check it out. There it is. Okay. All right. Yeah, actually, this does look very interesting. I will try to check that out.
Max Man, thank you for the 500 bits. Screw it, I got more bits. Have you ever thought of doing a Disney sequel month for NC since you've already done some of the direct-to-video Disney sequels?
You know, it sounds weird. I would rather talk about the good ones than the bad ones, because I actually do kind of like the second 101 Dalmatians. I actually do like Tarzan 2, which is so bizarre. They just look like the biggest cash grabs, and they're actually weirdly well put together. Yeah, I don't know. We actually got a couple theme months planned, but the other ones I can't. You know what? Bambi 2 could be interesting to talk about too, but I don't know how many people would. Man, maybe they would watch them. I don't know. I might. It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna write that down. It's not a bad idea.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your all-time favorite villain in a Spider-Man movie, including the Spider-Verse films? For me, it's Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Trying to go through all the movies now. I kind of have a soft spot for Willem Dafoe in No Way Home.
Mm.
Because I feel like that was just so gratifying to see him really have this interesting arc. He played it great, and you can see his face as the Goblin. Like, I just feel like that was such a missed opportunity. So when they actually did that there, it just felt so right. And it just got so chilling when he turns around on the glider and he has the hood on. He's like, Peter, Peter, Peter. I'm like, oh my God, this is like so cool. It's like, there it is. I've wanted to see this for years. Oh my God. And everything around that was handled well too. So I guess that one, yeah, I'm gonna, like, when I heard he was gonna play Green Goblin when I was a kid, like that's the image that popped in my head. And it just felt so good to finally see that, and he just played it perfect.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. If you haven't seen it, I think it would make for a fun NC episode.
I don't think I've seen. Oh wait. Man, I don't think I've seen this one, but is it the one I'm thinking? Okay, I know what this is, the martial arts movie. I've seen bits of it, and I feel like that's more for someone that covers like martial arts movies. I do like, martial arts in movies and stuff. I like some Jackie Chan movies and stuff, but I know the style, I know the genre enough to know that I'm not qualified enough to talk about it.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's a bad movie. I know it's, whether it's intentional or not, it's meant to be bad and everything. But I still feel like you need someone that really knows martial arts movies to talk about it, in my opinion.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I know I've recommended the show before, but can you please do a Disney December on Disney Channel's Motor City? It's it's an action show with the art style of the Gorillas, and it's only 20 episodes.
I got it down for like next year's one on the list, so I will see if I can get to it then.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a show on the Disney Channel that now is on its 6th season. It's called Bunked. Most Disney shows only last 3 to 4 seasons. This has the guts to go farther. Just curious.
How do you spell it?
What was that?
How do you spell it?
It's Bunked, BUNK apostrophe D with a capital D. Bunked.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, 6. Never heard of this for running so long. Yeah. I mean, okay, it's obviously a Disney kid show, but I'm like, yeah, it's kind of for a show running that long. I'm surprised I never heard of it. I don't know if I'll have time to check that out. Again, 6 seasons, that's quite a bit, but I will see what I can do.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen X 2022 and Pearl 2022? And if so, your thoughts?
No, and everyone says they're great. That's another one to add to the list, because my wife really likes horror films, and I know that's what those are, and she likes weird horror films too. So that's something I really gotta. Was it again? It's
X and Pearl.
And then Pearl, right?
Yeah.
Check those out.
We are going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. We are an hour behind.
Gotcha.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather came in late due to work, so sorry if someone asked this already, but how are you enjoying Owl House, and what episode are you on?
I'm on the second to last episode, whatever, season 3. I'm halfway through that. I'm liking it. I'm glad the focus is more on the Collector than the other bad guy, because I thought he was pretty boring. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a great deal.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you did top 10 best and worst sequels. Now how about top 10 best and worst remakes/reboots?
Did I not do that? Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, that might be a bad idea. Okay.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, I'm glad you're a Pokemon fan. You should play Pokemon Go. If it snows IRL, then ice Pokemon will show up in the game. Oh, I know. I love Pokemon Go. I still play Pokemon Go. I just got a shiny Mewtwo last month, and I was very excited about it. But yes, love Pokemon Go. Power Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, if you love villains like Maleficent, Death, and Frollo, why do you not like Bello so much? Personally, I love him since he's one of the few villains where instead of making him more sympathetic, his backstory makes him even more evil.
Yeah, but I've seen that. I don't know. I grew up with it, with like Mum-Ra and the Horn King from Black Cauldron and stuff like that. Like, they're just bad. And it's like, okay, but they're not that interesting to me either. I just feel like I've seen it. Frollo's interesting. Maleficent's interesting. Yeah, Bellows is just really, really dull to me.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you joined, 200 bits, because they specified what it was in the next one. If you joined letterbox.com, you'd basically be able to keep count of every movie you've seen per year, and even in your entire life. Join up. We'd love to see you there.
I will try to check it out.
Yeah. And Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Letterbox.com. I have no idea why Twitch censored that on my super chat. We just don't allow links in chat. So I think it just, if you actually did the website.
Yeah.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What if everybody in the CA crew introduced themselves like this? Doug Walker, bitch! Poof. Heather Roos, bitch! Poof. Etc.
And they all just keep punching me like the Mickey Mouse Club. Like instead of turning when the light goes on, they just like turn and punch me. They just walk by punching me. You might have something there. My nose can take it.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite film directed by Roland Emmerich.
I don't know. Stargate, I guess. Even that, I don't think is that great.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, we got our first trailer for Pixar's Elio and was wondering what are your thoughts on the trailer was, and if you have not seen it, are we going to see a YouTube short reaction?
Oh, that's true. I think they're getting rid of shorts, I think. Or I could be wrong. One of those are getting rid of. Anyway, I thought it looked cute. I thought it's a good idea. And I think there's possibilities with it.
Kermit Wazowski, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you catch the season premiere of Always Sunny? What'd you think?
No, I didn't even know it came out. I'm so behind. I gotta get on that.
Oh, and I think you're thinking stories, Doug. I think YouTube is getting rid of stories, not shorts.
Okay, I know they're getting rid of one of them. Okay, so I'll probably do a short on it then.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a movie scene you can quote line for line? For me, it's the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight from Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I don't know, like all of Batman or Spaceballs or Last Crusade. There's a lot of movies we got down pretty good.
It is constant when you are with Doug and Rob Walker, let me tell you.
We don't shut up.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, please stop hating Pokemon. Someday, Heather might dress in a giant Pikachu costume and scare you. You know what? I actually hope that happens, just for fun.
Yeah, that'll show me, and it'll just say, Pikachu, bitch!
Don't ruin the surprise. Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. A girlfriend of mine introduced me to Ever After recently, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, now time to compare it to that Amazon Prime Cinderella disaster.
Yeah, Ever After is probably my favorite version of that story, and it's clearly very different, but it's crazy entertaining.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll review or at least watch the latest Transformer movie? Apparently it's the best one since the original, excluding Bumblebee.
Yeah, I heard it's okay. It's like I said, I had a chance to either see that or Across the Spider-Verse again. It's like, no, I'm not wasting this opportunity to see that on the big screen again. So I'll get to it at some point.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Looney Tunes antagonist is your overall favorite? For example, Yosemite Sam, Elmer Fudd, Sylvester, Marvin the Martian, Wile E. Coyote, Sylvester, etc.
Probably the Coyote. I think everybody sympathizes with his struggle, but they also don't want to see him win either. They want to see the Roadrunner get away.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. I saw the Rise of the Beast movie last night and I enjoyed it. That reveal at the end was a shocker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I will. I don't know when I'm gonna see it, but I'll try to get around to it at some point.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Even though Space Jam 2 wasn't the best, a part of me was happy to see 2D Looney Tunes animation again on the big screen.
I agree. I thought it was fine for what it was. I get when people don't like it, though.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Had the day off from work yesterday and decided to have the most deranged double feature, the Paw Patrol movie and the Wild Bunch.
They go so hand in hand.
Lobo Faraz, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. You recorded a cameo for me about my learning to drive. Thank you. I'm ready for my license. Thoughts on SWAT Cats, the Radical Squadron, and its reboot?
Is SWAT Cats the one where they redubbed the whole thing, or is that Pizza Cats? Oh, I think it's Pizza.
I think
one
that's
of them they
Pizza
did a weird,
Cats.
Yeah, one of them they did a weird dub. I don't know if I know SWAT Cats then. And I don't know the other one either. I'm so sorry, but congrats on the license.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. While watching Across the Spider-Verse last week, they played previews for Trolls 3 and Ruby Gilman, and I remember the guys sitting next to me who were at least 10 years younger than me, 31, saying, I'm pretty sure we're not the target audience. Couldn't help but agree.
Yeah, neither of them look particularly good, but I mean, that is a fair point. I don't know how much of it is made for us.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. What's a movie that isn't necessarily the worst, but is so punishingly long you couldn't be paid to sit through a second time? My big one will always be Les Mis.
I can see that. But there's good. I was gonna say there's good songs in it, but there's bad singing in it.
Yeah.
Maybe Pirates 3 was pretty tough to get through again. It's just so punishingly long. I'm sure there's others, but that's one that's popping in my head.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I have another game we can all play. It's called Keep, Watch, Burn. You can keep one movie forever to watch to your heart's desire. You can watch one movie only one time and be okay with it. And burn is pretty self explanatory. Here's your choices: Godfather, A New Hope, Terminator.
Uh, keep A New Hope. Watch Godfather. I guess burn Terminator. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to burn any of them.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Tarantino just came out and said he would never in a million years depict animal violence on screen. Am I taking crazy pills or did a horse get its dome blown off in Django Unchained?
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe he means like a real animal. Maybe he's talking about like Apocalypse Now or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite taxi character and why is it Louis De Palma?
I do like him a lot. I guess Reverend Jim, with a close with Laka, because I'm a big Andy Kaufman fan.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Since it's Pride Month, what LGBTQIA plus movies can you recommend?
See, all the ones I'm thinking of, they're all shows.
Right?
Even some characters, I'm like, wait, what's that character? No, they weren't. I'm
Well, what are some of
blanking
those
right now.
shows
Like,
you're at least thinking of?
yeah, like Owl House, Steven Universe is wonderful with all that. Man, I'm trying to
Pose is a
like.
great show.
I've never seen that one.
Pose, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like because that's weird. I can't think of any movies. I gotta look that up.
Chad is saying, does Luca count? Philadelphia with Tom Hanks, I liked.
See, okay, when I say
Brokeback Mountain.
when I say Luca, so many people, like even friends of mine that are gay or bi or whatever, are just like, no, I didn't get that at all. I'm like, really? And that just floors me because I could not see anything other than that. So I'll say Luca because I don't know. I think it is. I know I'm not part of that community, but I think it is.
Yeah. I agree. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What is your opinion on the everyone hating Meg jokes in Family Guy? Do you find them funny? Personally, I've always found them to be unpleasant.
I mean, I think they're meant to be unpleasant, but at first I like how they kept getting worse and worse, and then like a lot of things in Family Guy kind of overstayed its welcome.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. The third season of Only Murders in the Building is coming out this August. Paul Rudd and Meryl Streep are both going to star. Have you been able to watch season 2 yet, and do you think you'll catch up if not?
No, I haven't yet. I'm sorry. That's another one. Might be a little bit of time.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I really hope you get the chance to watch the other two Planet of the Apes movies that you haven't seen. I rewatched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes recently, and I still love it as much as I did when I first watched it. It's a really great movie.
I'll get around to it at some point. I want to see those two.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the show Barney Miller and All in the Family? Your thoughts? I've started watching BM with my dad and All in the Family with my Nana and Pa. Do you have a favorite episode from either series?
I mean, Barney Miller, weirdly, I haven't seen, but All in the Family, yes. God, favorite one? I don't know if I can choose. I like the Christmas one with the draft dodger. I like the one. It introduced me to that joke about the son and his father is killed in a car accident, the doctor operating. And it's one of those where I'm like, because I saw that like in late high school when it was revealed what the answer was. I'm like, oh shit, I feel like a prick. Because I didn't get it. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I got to do some soul searching here.
Lobo, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think the Flash movie that's due to come out will reboot the DC cinematic universe now that James Gunn is being tapped for it? Maybe to fix the mistakes that Snyder made. Doug has seen it and he's not going to give us spoilers.
I won't give spoilers, but I'll say it is there, but it's not like, okay, and this is the end. Now we're starting this kind of thing. It's like, if they wanted to keep making whatever Wonder Woman movies, and they could with this film too. It's not like, and they're all dead kind of thing.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 100 bits. How would you rank these DreamWorks sequels from best to worst? Shrek 2, Puss in Boots 2, and Kung Fu Panda 2.
Oh man, I I don't know if I can. No, I can't. I
You
can't. I can't.
must.
It's like Sophie's Choice. I can't do it. Except there's a third kid too. That just makes it worse. No, I can't. I can't do it.
I'll do
I
it for you. Puss in Boots 2, Kung Fu Panda 2, Shrek 2. Best to worst, in my opinion.
That's not bad. That's very good.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of Supergirl in the Flash movie? That's not a spoiler, by the way. She's in all the trailers. Yes, yes.
She's good. I wish they did a little bit more with her, but I was telling Heather, it's kind of like Rey in the Star Wars movies. Like the actress brings a lot to the role when the writing doesn't fill in all the gaps, which I like. I hope there's more with her. I thought she was a pretty cool character. Like, there's more that can be explored with her, and I hope there is going to be more with this particular one.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Who do you think has the most iconic laugh in Hollywood? Eddie Murphy, Seth Rogen, Burt Reynolds, Fran Drescher, Ricky Gervais, etc., etc. Maybe one that I'm not thinking of. Personally, my pick is Burt Reynolds. I love those classic blooper reels from his movies.
I mean, in terms of most iconic, like everybody knows, I hate to say it, it's got to be Fran Drescher. Everybody does that laugh, and you know who it is. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of that laugh, but in terms of like, what does everybody recognize? I mean, it's got to be hers.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, are you going to see Pixar's Elemental this Friday?
I think so. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to do a review. I'll definitely do a Disney December. I'll see if I have time to do an Untitled review show, but I don't know if I'm going to because, again, we have The Flash.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. How amazing is it that after the original run of Tom and Jerry shorts, not a living soul has figured out how to reboot them correctly? I didn't even like when Chuck Jones took over the series.
Yeah, the Chuck Jones one is so hot. Once in a while they get close. It's weird. Like the Wizard of Oz one, the Wizard of Oz stuff is stupid, but the Tom and Jerry stuff is okay. And even that live action movie that came out, when it was just Tom and Jerry, it was okay. So they're close. I think they just don't quite know what to do with them yet.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite Slipknot song?
Man, what's the fucking Blister one? I really like that one a great deal. Hold on. It's like something like Hail the Blister or something. The Blister exists. Yeah, that was great. Just the percussion in that one, I remember being just so fucking cool.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you watched Creed 3 or John Wick 4 yet? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, and I have Creed 3 on. It's on Amazon. I got it saved.
It is.
Someday I gotta sit down and watch. I'm crazy excited to see it.
Lobo, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the current state of affairs with the major cartoon channels? Do you think they are on a good path, or are they lost, or are they a lost cause? Have they lost their way?
You know, I don't know. I've been watching enough because I'm streaming so much. I guess, I mean, they are showing some of the shows on there, and I'm liking a lot of them, but in terms of just turning on the TV and watching what's on there, I don't know because I just don't have cable.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I know I've recommended this show before, but can you please do a Disney December on Nightmare Ned? It is only 20 episodes, and all episodes are free on YouTube because it's only aired once and never released.
That's another one I got on the list for next year, so I'll try to get around to it then.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, Doug, have you seen the newest Mamoru Hosoda film, Belle? I saw it last year, and I did like it, but didn't love it. Like his other films like Wolf Children, Summer Wars, Girl Who Leapt Through Time, etc., but the music/songs and animation is still spectacular.
You know, it's fun. I think we were talking about this too, Heather. Same thing. I liked it, but didn't love it. But I know people who adore that movie. Like, say it's like the best film of the year and stuff like that. So, yeah, I guess if anyone hasn't seen it, check it out because you'll either like it, think it's good, or it'll like really have a connection with you. Apparently, because I've known several people that really, really had a strong connection with it.
It was really great to see in the theaters. The animation was gorgeous to see.
I
in
bet
the
that's
theaters.
true. Yeah.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 100 bits. Recommendation for the next commercial special, the Pop Goes Perfection commercial. It's for a board game called Perfection and has a dude singing a jingle to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel and game pieces continuously pop out of his chest. It's so weird.
I remember that. Pop Goes Perfection. Yeah, I remember that. I'll watch it again, see if there's any material for it.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, can we all agree the Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has one of the best, most epic villain themes in a Spider-Man movie, at least as far as the live-action movies are concerned. I mean, it's pretty hard to top Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, I agree. And man, if you just listen to that track on its own, it's so freaking cool. And so much of that, again, watching Across the Spider Verse again, is just so through that movie, that similar sound. Yeah, that's another one I like the soundtrack to that movie too, Across the Spider Verse.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. James Gunn may not been able to make the Scooby-Doo movie he originally wrote, but at least Coyote versus Acme is still coming out. The date has not yet
Yeah,
been confirmed, but it will be this year.
yeah, I keep hearing about. I'm so intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
just so intrigued.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I almost forgot to add that the animated Little Mermaid adaptation isn't in English, but if you click on the subtitles button, it'll give you the dialogue in English.
Okay, yeah, I got it saved, so I definitely don't forget about it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Seeing how you've done all the original Star Wars movies, do you think you'll do the Indiana Jones movies for Disney December with the fifth movie coming out?
I like the idea of doing like maybe an NC Indiana Jones month. I think that'd be interesting because I don't know whether the new film is good or bad. How can it not be worth talking about? And there's
Hmm.
be just enough to fill up a month and everything. So I might do that.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Anastasia musical if you got the chance to finish watching it? P.S. Sorry if this gets annoying.
I did, and I liked it. It's weird. It felt a little anticlimactic, but I kind of liked that at the same time. It felt a little bit more adult. Just the version I saw, the acting was a little hokey. That was the only complaint I really had. But yeah, I really liked it. And I like what they did at the end where it's like, well, you could argue we're not messing with history. This is just what could have happened because it still kind of checks out by the end. Like, well, yeah, everyone just says that, they never heard of her and stuff. So I kind of like that.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you're good reviewing sidekicks, you're good reviewing The Last Dragon.
I'll see. I should at the very least watch it again. I saw it years ago, and I do remember it being pretty bonkers.
Obsidian Fire, thank you for the 195 bits. Have you read the last Ronin Ninja Turtles comic? It's about the last surviving Ninja Turtle and is apparently getting a game pretty soon. Yeah, that game looks dope.
All right. No, I don't even know if I've heard of it. I will definitely check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. According to IMBD, Inside Out 2 is expected June 14th, 2024. Looking forward to it?
Oh my God, yes. Man, I hope they. It's funny because it's like I'm so excited now. I'm just thinking, man, I hope they don't screw it up. I hope it's good. I don't know. It seems like it'd be like such a hard movie to screw up. So, I hope they do a good job with it.
Author, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm attempting a 24-hour challenge Sunday into Monday to write a full novel, or at least 50K words during that period with occasional meal and bio breaks. I'll be needing my special Spotify playlist and lots of soda to try and get it done, but I feel up to the challenge. We'll keep you guys posted on how it turns out. Good luck.
Hope it goes well.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the new Muppets Mayhem series yet? I binged it all and loved it. 85% critic score and 96% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's definitely a return to form for the Henson property while having a fresh take Disney December review, possibly?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I should, yeah, because I haven't seen that yet. I'll try to check it out.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I have an NC recommendation. The movie The Water Horse is an origin story about the Loch Ness Monster.
I don't even think I've heard of it. I will definitely check it out.
The Mad Genius, thank you for the 200 bits. With all the UFO/aliens news released from the government, have you heard about the X-Files remake with Ryan Coogler, and do you think it would be a better series?
I know when they did the I guess not reboot, was it a sequel series or whatever. I haven't heard anything about a new one. I guess we'll just have to see.
Excuse me. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Marcel the Shell with shoes on yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? If not, come on, man, it's amazing. Marcel deserves love.
I know it's on the list of stuff I need to watch, and sometimes I watch while I'm doing other stuff, but I haven't got around to it yet. I'm so sorry.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which DC character played by Alan Tudyk do you like more, Mr. Nobody or Clayface?
Mr. Nobody. He's funny and menacing.
Alex loves musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. I think the acting was off when the bootleg was filmed. I've seen other versions of the same cast where the acting was toned down. Love how Anya and Dimitri got fleshed out as characters and had actual relationship moments. Gleb is a good villain. I wish we got more with him.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, I thought that wasn't going to work, having him be the bad guy, but the way it played out worked really well. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 5 favorite actors and actresses.
Oh my god.
Maybe not top 5, maybe top 3.
Yeah, I don't know. It changes. Like George C. Scott would be on there. Gregory Peck would be on there. Um, Kathy Bates, I think, is phenomenal. Laura Linney is amazing. You know who's really on my list right now? Pedro Pascal. Like every
Hell
time I
yeah.
see him, I don't see him as the same person. He doesn't alter his face or anything, or do a different. Sometimes he does a different voice, but I'm like, I just always see a different person every single time, and that's really impressive. Um, Rosa Salazar is one of those actresses who just anytime she's in something, I check it out because either she's always great or what she's in is so bonkers, weird, and fascinating that like I can never forget it. So I don't know. That's a good list right there, I guess.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 5 favorite. Oh, I just read that. I'm sorry. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. I just think Belle's script is clunky and it just needed at least 1 or 2 more rewrites, but I think but I might just watch it again to see what I was missing. I do love the dub, though. Kylie McNeil, the voice actress for Suzu/Belle, sounds so much like her Japanese counterpart, and this is her first ever role. She has an amazing voice. My favorite song from the film is A Million Miles Away. Have been listening to that song on endless repeat.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's a good movie. Yeah, I think some films are just gonna connect differently with others. I mean, but if anything, that's usually why I say, you should check it out because like maybe it'll just be okay to you. In which case, okay, you still saw a good movie. But if it's really great, apparently it's gonna like really, really connect with you. So those kind of films, I almost recommend more because I do see what an impact it has on others.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. I loved all the music, especially with the still/the Neva Flows reprise at the end where Gleb confronts Anya and the quartet at the ballet. I feel like the Anastasia musical would be a good movie adaptation if they got to dive more into the show's darker themes and history. Making it rated R could be really cool. Just don't let Disney do it, lol.
I don't think you need to do an R, but I agree it would have to be very adult, and you would probably have to change around definitely the style of it. But yeah, I don't know if people would see it. I'm not sure. I would see it, but I don't know if like the mass public would. But it would be interesting.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. At what point do you see cross dressing in film, TV, or theater crosses a line of taste? I know in past media it was used as a tool for comedy, and in Shakespeare theater, female roles were played by men. What do you think is an appropriate environment for that?
I don't know. I guess I'm not the person to ask because I've definitely seen it, done for comedy. I've seen it done for drama. I think like anything, it's almost saying like when do you bring comedy to a scene? When do you bring drama to a scene? It just kind of depends on what you're trying to do with the piece, I guess. So I don't know. I think it's a case by case basis. And I don't know. I feel like 'cause I don't cross dress, so it's like I feel like I'm not the best person to ask. Oh, okay. Yes, I do for a role, or something, but and not like in my off time or anything. So yeah, I feel like I'm not the best person to ask for that.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. One of my favorite actors for sure, Peter Ustinov. Ustinov? Nov? Ustinov.
USTIOV.
Ustinov.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Oh, where do I know this guy? I've seen him before. I feel like I've seen him as like a character. Oh, is he Prince John? Oh my god, it's hilarious! Holy shit, he's Prince John from the like Disney Robin Hood. That's hilarious.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
my god, so that's what he looks like. Interesting. All right, cool.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I'll make my Dreamers question from earlier easier to answer. Which villain would you rank from best to worst? Lord Shen, Fairy Godmother, and Death.
Uh, Probably Shen, then Death, then the Fairy Godmother. Again, they're all great.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. If you're a fan of Laura Linney, Doug, then you have to watch Ozark. It's not a perfect show, but the acting is terrific. She and Julia Garner in particular are outstanding.
I should finish it. I saw a little bit, and it's good. It's another one of those. It's a perfectly good show. It just wasn't grabbing me enough to finish it off. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it was good. I get people who really, really get into it. Again, that's never what my wife really got into. She finished the show, but it was one of those where she's like, "Do you want me to wait?" I'm like, "Nah, you can watch it without me." You know. But it was very good.
All right, and we have some time for some highlighted
All right.
questions. Lewis Friend asks, Doug, what are your thoughts on the epic rap battle between you and James, a Janus of dead meat?
I
Janice? Sorry.
I think I've seen that. It's a really old one, I'm pretty sure, and I remember it being pretty funny, especially for back then. I thought like the time and effort they put into it was really impressive. So yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I remember it being pretty funny.
Lobo says, I recommend you watch SWAT Cats, Doug. Sorry, I love the show and I'm hyped. It should be on YouTube and DVD. It's from the early 90s and it might be your cup of tea or Malcolm's. It would make a great NC episode.
Uh, anyway, just see if it's even ringing. Oh,
Sw- SWAT Cats with a
maybe.
K.
Yeah, maybe I've seen these before. I think it's one of those like before I would go to school, it'd be on TV, but I never actually watched the show. And yes, Malcolm would be all over this. I'm sure he already knows about it.
Matt Gaver says, I'm sorry, I don't have anything interesting or funny to say, so here's a hello there for you. It's all I have.
Hello, they're back.
Oliver Dreamwalker asks, Doug and Heather, what fictional world would you love to visit, but you would never live there?
Hmm.
I feel like I'd love to visit the world of Horizon Zero Dawn because, like, you get those really cool, like, dinosaur robots and everything, but I wouldn't want to live there because I don't want to have to fight for my life every day against mechanical animals.
Yeah, maybe I mean the one that always pops in my head is Sin City.
Mm.
Just that style, that world, that angsty, just again, the Spider-Man noir is like my favorite character in the Spider-Verse movies, just the dark shadows, the hat down, the rain, walking with the long coat and the cigarette or the cigar. I love all that shit. But obviously I wouldn't want to live there because I wouldn't survive, a minute.
Lord R. Wolfen says, something for the commercial special, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The reason why is because listen to the music. Doesn't it sound familiar to you? Almost barbarically familiar? Like burning down a village barbaric?
I do remember that commercial, what you're talking about. The rest of it, I don't know if I could do much of, but you're right. It either was that music or it was like very clearly imitating that, being like a send up to it. Um, but I'll watch it again. I haven't seen it probably since it came out.
Ramirez says, like the shirt. What's your favorite cartoon from them? Mine is What's Up, Doc?
Uh, Probably What's Opera Doc. So many good ones, man. Most of the Chuck Jones ones I really like. I really do like that. That was it, Rabbit in Red, I think it was called. That's near the top just for how funny it was. Man, I
JPit.
am so
Yeah,
blurry. I
you just got
apologize for
blurry.
that.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you opened up a bit more to Emperor's New Groove in recent years by any chance? Just curious.
uh, yes and no. It's like it's weird. My thoughts about it are about the same, in that I really love the villains. I don't get much into everything else, but I don't know. As I get older, and I'm like, look, this is a kids movie. This is made for kids. It's nice that there's anything in it for adults at all. It's like I kind of thought the same thing about a Goofy movie. Like when it came out, I'm like, this isn't for me. And as I get older, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of a nice little time capsule in a way. How many anime movies are going to star David Spade? You know what I mean? So, it's still not my thing, but I do still legit love the villains. And I guess it's hard to say it's a bad movie. I definitely see why it has a following.
Power Gamer says, so I saw Across the Spider-Verse with some friends, and we all agreed it was awesome, but not as good as the first one since the story wasn't as tight. Still a visual masterpiece and super excited for part 3 next year.
Yeah, it's weird. I think when I first saw it, I was kind of on the fence of which one I liked more. Now watching it again, I think I really do like the second one more. Part of it is going to depend on what they do in the third one,
Mm-hmm.
though. If they just botch the third one, I mean, the second one will still be amazing, but I feel like some of the things they'd be building up to, wouldn't have as much weight to it. So, part of it is we got to see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know. Just watching it again, just the way so many things come back in later, I think is just so cool and so clever. And again, how it's told visually as well. So much of the storytelling and characters gone across visually. And man, I am just so crazy blurry. I apologize. I can't believe how blurry I am.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you've mentioned your favorite Mel Brooks film. So what are your top 2 least favorite of his films?
Hmm. I never did care for the Dracula Dead and Loving It movie. I'm trying to think of other. I'm trying to think of ones that were just like kind of boring. Like I don't know, because he's done a couple that weren't really like parody movies, but just he was experimenting with, which I give credit to. But it's like I don't know, like maybe a silent movie I want to like because I like silent film, but I'm just like, yeah, there's not a whole bunch to this that's that entertaining. I guess though is I don't know. It's hard to like really hate a Mel Brooks film.
Elite Gamer says, hello, Heather. And wait, Pokemon, bitch! Pff, punches Doug. Hello. Hope you both are doing well. So, question for you, Doug. Have you ever seen the old Disney show American Dragon? To me, it was unique. The both seasons had different art styles. Also, Chaplin was the star of the past nostalgia critics. Keep up the great work.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like. I think at some point we just said like if we put him away, he just kept meowing, and we are kind of like, I don't know, it might be funny if he's just walking around in the review. So yeah, we just left him there. And yeah, I think American Dragon I'm gonna review next year because a lot of people have wanted me to look it over, and I kind of know what is obviously because of who's in it, but I never have seen the show or even like an episode. So yeah, I want to check that out.
Lord R. Wolfen says, commercial suggestion for the special Sega's Genesis does what Nintendo don't commercial.
Yeah, I don't. I remember those, and I don't know how many jokes I could get out of it. I could get like maybe 2, but in terms of how they're shot and filmed and advertised, like they're fine, they're well put together. I just don't think I can get too much material out of them.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you seem to struggle a bit with that favorite World War II film question. Come on, man. Patton.
Right? Right? What the hell's wrong with me? That's the perfect answer because that's like one of my favorite movies. And you're right, it's 100% a World War II movie. And it's not the conventional World War II movie. It's focusing just on this bizarre but brilliant, awful, wonderful everything general. I mean, he's just like the whole package. So yeah, no, thank you. That's an excellent reminder. Thank you so much.
Master Mario says, I'm turning 32 on Monday. It's making me feel old. But then I remembered you will be 42 later this year, and it made me feel better. Also, how about an old versus new of Red Dawn?
Don't worry, you'll catch up to me. And, I've never seen either of them, and I probably should. I should at least see the original. I heard the remake's nothing, but the original I should check out.
Ramirez says, without spoilers, did The Flash have a new Warner Bros. Thing at the beginning?
I didn't see because they got me my food late. They said, oh yeah, I'll be like 2 minutes, and it was 10 minutes. So I walked in just as I missed like the opening logos and
Yikes.
stuff. Can you believe they didn't wait for me? But yeah, no, she was like, tell me too. She's like, they just started it, Doug. I was just like, fuck. She's like, don't worry, like they just started. You haven't missed anything.
All right, and this will probably be our last one here. Devil Loner says, any plans to do another bum review?
I as I get older, the energy it goes down, and also the voice gets trickier to get. So I'll have him and others. Definitely, Bum and Doe, Chester and Doe must pop up again. But in terms of doing a natural review, I don't know if I got in me anymore, man. I'm sorry.
All right. Oh, Lobo, thank you for that subscription.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
that. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super appreciate you being here. We do have content here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. So come on back tomorrow. Tamara will be live. Friday, Malcolm and Doug will be here. Monday, I start the whole thing over again, etc., etc., etc. You should come back for Friday for Doug's stream. Not only is he playing Jedi Survivor, but also we're going to be taking a vote on what our watch party should be, which will like 95%, I'm just going to say 95%, be next Tuesday, the 20th. So we're taking a vote during Doug's stream on what movie we will be watching. So come on and hang out and take a vote for what watch party movie we'll be doing next Tuesday.
So yes, Friday we are doing the vote. Tuesday is when we will be watching the movie.
Correct. Correct. Thank you for the clarification, Doug. We are all going over to raid Miss Tamara Chambers. Oh, if I could type her name, that would be really great, actually. If I could remember how to spell Tamara, I guess.
Tisk.
There it is. Okay.
Tisk.
Yeah, I know. She's only one of my best friends.
Major tisk.
Right. We're going to go raid Tamara and say hello to her. But we all hope that you have a wonderful night, and we will see y'all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Goodbye.